I've had a lot of people ask me, what can I do to get into real estate? So I've broken it down for you guys into 3 straightforward steps. Get educated, lock in financing, and find an agent you can trust. And in this video, I just want to focus on the first step, education. So why I'm making this video is because when Lyric and I have people we know ask us for our recommendations on lenders, we often find that they never end up actually making the call. And I think the number one thing stopping them is they don't feel confident in their knowledge because they don't teach you any of this stuff in school. So when lenders use fancy terms like adjustable rate mortgage, acquisition cost, front end ratio, back end ratio, you kind of feel lost and you don't really know what they're talking about. So that's why I'm here. I want to help you guys learn these terms so when you go and talk to them, you feel like you have confidence. So I wanted to show you guys this. Go into your Google search bar and type in mortgage calculator. Then go over to the purchase budget. And just to make the numbers simple, we're going to put $50,000 in for the household income, $500 for monthly debt. And let's say you've been saving for a while, so a $30,000 down payment. And then the interest rate automatically populates with just an average. So according to this, it would put your buying power at $172,000. Now let's change the monthly debt to $1,000. As you can see, your buying power gets crushed. Now it's only $100,000. But if you take away that debt, now your buying power is almost $240,000. All right, and just for fun, let's say you make $100,000. Now your buying power is $444,000. All right, so let's go back to the $50,000 a year income and copy the mortgage amount. Head over to the monthly payment and copy and paste that loan amount into the search bar. And this is a rough calculation of your monthly payment. So I want you guys to do your own numbers to kind of see where you're sitting. So this is a great jumping off point to give you a realistic goal and start deleting those debt payments. So after watching that, you're probably wondering why the debt payment affected it so much. And that's because lenders want to determine what your usable income is. And they calculate that by taking your monthly income minus your monthly debt, which then gives them your usable income. And then they take the usable income to determine your buying power. Notice the debt is taken right off the top. So if you make $2,000 a month and you have $2,000 a month in debt, a lender's going to look at that and see you as a high risk and essentially that you have no usable income. So 2 terms that you might also hear a lender refer to is the front end ratio and the back end ratio. And these are to help you determine your max percent of your income going towards your house and all debt. So I made this animation for you guys to show you the calculation. And I just used a $5,000 monthly income just to make the numbers more clear. So when you hear front end, think house payment. So this 28% of your income is the max most lenders feel comfortable with going towards a payment on your home. And in this case, it would be a max mortgage payment of $1,400. When you hear back end, think all debt payments. Lenders don't want to see your total debt payments go over 36% of your monthly income. And in this case, it would be $1,800 total. And then a real life example of this is if you intend to buy a home and the mortgage is $1,400 a month, according to the back end ratio, you can't have more than $400 in monthly debt with a $5,000 income. And this is just to give you an idea. We always recommend talking to a lender and telling them your specific situation because they're here to help, and the lenders that Lyric and I recommend are super nice and really easy to talk to. Have you ever heard the term, too much of a good thing is never good? Well, this is kind of how debt works. Borrowing money can be a great tool, and there's a lot of wealthy people out there that utilize debt to build their wealth. And buying real estate is the most common way of doing this. Your use of debt is important, and if you don't pay your payments every month, this will affect your credit score. Credit score is definitely going to come up when talking to a lender. This is their way of assessing how risky you are and how good you are at paying debt. Don't overcomplicate it. I like to think of a credit score like a grade in school. If you get your homework done and turn it in on time, your grade will reflect that. Similarly, with loans, if you pay your loans every month in full, theoretically you should have a good credit score. I am far from a credit score expert, but I don't think it's something you should lose sleep over. Let me tell you Lyric and I's story, and that should put things into perspective. So there I was, graduating from Montana Tech. Wait a second. Nope, there was a worldwide pandemic, so no graduation. But I did end up getting my mechanical engineering degree, and at the same time, Lyric was 2 years into a real estate career at our local family brokerage, DeVries Real Estate. In terms of credit score, Lyric had never had a loan, and neither had I, besides my school loans that didn't require monthly payments yet. So basically, neither of us had credit. One of our big goals was to buy a house, and we went in and talked to the bank, and they lined us out in terms of income we need to show, rough down payment, and a credit score we needed to hit. Both Lyric and I didn't want to go out and get miscellaneous loans on tires, mattresses, or even a souped-up Ferrari. So what Lyric and I did was set up what I like to call an artificial loan through the bank. We use the two different types of loans that build your credit the fastest, a revolving line of credit and a Christmas loan that automatically revolve, paying themselves every month, and there's nothing you have to do on your end. And what these loans did was boost our credit until we were ready to buy. Plan ahead. Buying a home is not an overnight process, and what I want you to do is go to the bank and see if you can't implement this same strategy with those same loans, because it works so well for Lyric and I. All right, so now let's talk about down payment. And you're probably looking at me like, really, there's no way. I want a $400,000 house, a 20% down payment, and that's $80,000. Get out of here. Jeez. How can you pay off your debt, pay your bills, and save for a down payment all at the same time? Buying a home is one of your big goals, and big, rewarding goals are almost never accomplished overnight. So you're really going to have to focus and figure out what your priorities are in order to make these things happen. And the sooner you start, the better. So most people shoot for a 20% down payment. So if you want to buy a $300,000 house, that would mean you would have to save $60,000. But luckily, there are loans out there that you can get in for as little as 3%. But you're going to want to talk to a lender for your specific situation to see what you should actually do. Okay, this is the last exercise I want you guys to try. Saving money is tough, especially nowadays with the internet making it insanely easy to buy something and then it magically appears on your doorstep 2 days later. So the amount you owe in rent is obviously going to go to the landlord. But what I want you to do is go and open a separate savings account, and anything left over can go into this account. For example, you pay $1,000 a month in rent, and you know the home that you want, the mortgage is going to be around $1,400 per month. So what you're going to do is pay your rent $1,000, and then what you're going to do with that extra $400 is put it into that separate savings account. And over a period of time, that's going to build into a sizable down payment. And it's a bonus if you can live in a cheaper rental, because then you can be putting more money into that savings account, building that down payment higher, faster. When it comes down to it, spending money and saving money is all psychology. And that's why I like this exercise, because it gets you used to paying that $1,400 a month. And then you also feel like you have a specific purpose with that money because it's going towards your down payment for that home that you really want. All right, hopefully this video gave you some good insight and helped you on your home buying journey. You can always call or text me or Lyric anytime, or message us on Bitterroot's Best Real Estate. We're both on there every day, and we always reply to all the comments and messages. Keep crushing it and have a great day.